Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast. I am BoredGamer, and today I'm actually joined by Zinnia. Say hello, Zinnia.
Hello, Zinnia.
Perfect. We are going to be talking about some spaceships, about the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, about Star Citizen. Actually, it's all related to Star Citizen. The Safe Stanton stuff, Alpha 4.0, and let's just kind of jump in. How are you doing, Zin?
I'm alright, mate. How are you doing?
Oh, I've hurt my back.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. I've actually taken stuff. Don't normally take painkillers. It's even hurt talking about it. But we're going to be talking about some spaceships. Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, Zin.
Yeah.
It's this Friday.
It is, isn't it?
It starts this Friday. We'll be covering it when it starts every day. I'll be doing a little video on it, just sort of talking about what's available on the expo hall, what's new, anything that's in the shops. If you want to try and pick yourself up something that's hull limited, like a Idris or a Javelin, Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is the time to do it. You can also get this stuff in game eventually, so bear that in mind. Is there anything you're like, woo, I wish I could buy this ship or vehicles in? Or what would you have? Someone's giving you free ship or vehicle. What do you want?
Oh.
Do you want one of the new things? Do you want a big thing?
I don't know, maybe go for a big thing. I don't have any big things.
What is your favourite big ship? Capital class sort of ship? So you've got like obviously the Javelin, the Idris, the Polaris. You've got like your Pioneer if you want a base builder.
Can I have a Bengal?
Yeah. Mate, we'll get you a Bengal one day. I think it's one of the things they're not going to sell for real money.
Well, okay, how about you build me a space station and then we build me a Bengal?
That is it's going to be effort, isn't it? To build a space station. That's end game org stuff.
Effort.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, we'll have to either get involved with an org to get involved with that gameplay, or actually activate the BoredGamer org. But I am looking forward to that. Cool. I know if we want a Bengals in, we'll get you a Bengal eventually. Do you think we're going to see Jax at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo this year?
I don't know. He's sort of disappeared, hasn't he?
Well, he went off to the Nix system or something. And, we don't know where he's gone now.
Maybe we'll get him back when we get Nix.
Yeah. Or he'll just turn up again. We'll have to wait and see. I like Jax. I think the silly videos they do for Galactic Gear are great. For people that don't know, Jax is Space Jeremy Clarkson. And if people don't know who that is, well, good for you, to be honest. I do want to talk about some spaceships, though, Zen. The Intrepid.
Yes.
You groaned when I showed you a picture of it.
I didn't groan.
Okay, what was the sound you made?
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I said, oh my god, that's hideous.
Yeah, so she made the sound that I make when people put cucumber anywhere near me, which is so I'm not okay, I'm going to preface this. I'm not a fan of cucumber. Okay? Some people like cucumber, and that's fine as long as you keep it a good distance away from me. So, and that's how I feel about the Intrepid.
Are you saying that to you, Intrepid's a kill on sight?
No. Kill on sight with cucumber. I just don't want it. I just don't want it. I just don't like the Intrepid. I think it looks ugly. I love Crusader, and it is a ugly ship for Crusader. Some people like it. Some people are like, well, the Auroras are clearly uglier. Or, what about the Constellations? They're ugly. It is all down to personal preference, hence why I talked about cucumber. So, yeah, it's this sort of starter-ish ship, the Intrepid. It's got a good sort of level of exploration tied to it. It's got good access to its cargo. You can sort of drop each individual cargo pod on each of the sides, so you can get to the ground. The internals are great. It looks great internally. I just think externally it was horrible. And it only had a size 3 weapon originally, but CIG listened and they've upgraded that to a size 4 weapon.
Have CIG also listened and made a response to how ugly it is?
I don't know. I mean, I suspect it's sort of like, personal preference whether it's ugly, because I think some people think it's super pretty. Some people think the Mercury Star Runner's ugly. I think it's the best ship in the game. And it's trying to look a bit like a small Ares, kinda. I don't know. I don't know if they've actually responded to... Not I've seen.
But the Ares is a gorgeous ship.
I think so as well. I think so. It's beautiful. And I think that some people are going to find the Intrepid really, really pretty. Like some people find the Auroras pretty. I just don't. Well, I think the other thing is that I don't feel that its very geometric kind of shape fits in with the Crusader brand. I feel like it needs greebles, or it needs alcoves and something a bit sunk in. Or I don't know. That's just how I feel. And you can have a different opinion. You're allowed it. But I do think it's the ugliest ship in the game. Fight me mid. How much do you think the Intrepid's going to be? Crusader Intrepid?
Most starter ships are like 60 to 80 quid, aren't they?
Well, so they range from 40 to 80.
Yeah, okay. Closer to 80, maybe like 100.
Yeah, I'd expect it to be sort of like just shy of $100. Get it in game. If you like it, it will be flyable with 3.24.3 in the IAE. Terrapin Medic. This is a very cool medical ship.
And it's not ugly.
It's not ugly.
Well, I'm sure somebody probably thinks it is.
Yeah, I mean, again, all down to personal opinion. And whoever made the Intrepid, I apologise for thinking that ship is ugly. I'm sure you've done other great work that I think is beautiful. It's sort of irrelevant what I think, right? Like, if it fits the brief, great. And some ships, they're good because they're ugly or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to be aesthetically beautiful. I'm not aesthetically beautiful. I don't know where I was going with that. That's just a realisation. Terrapin Medic. Tier 2 medical bed. I think that's good. It's only got one of them though. But it's got better treatment range, better respawn range than Tier 3 beds. And if they do decide to change the way respawning and sort of the medical system works again, then I suspect it to be on the better end of any changes. I think it's just a great use of the Terrapin shell. I think you're probably like that sort of stuff, right? Where you don't have to worry so much about getting shot at.
Well, yeah. I like not being shot at. Full stop, let alone having a ship that can survive it. Well,
the strange thing is anytime Zin and I are in some form of firefight, especially prolonged ones, Zin will suffer a major head injury. And it seems to get worse even when I heal them. So that's just a thing. So hopefully you'll be able to treat them in the Terrapin to a degree. What do you think of this compared to the Cutlass Red?
I do like the Cutlass Red because it does have a bit more firepower.
That is fair.
But a T2 medbed would be handy.
Yeah.
Because the Cutlass has only got a T3.
Well, it's got 2 Tier 3s though, right?
Yeah.
This is interesting.
I've never needed 2.
Oh, God, yeah. And Tier 3s, I often do have a Tier 2 injury, which I'm like, can't treat it here.
Yeah.
So on Tier 2, I do think it's probably better, unless you are just trying to stabilise people to get them. Like, if it's medical rescue and you're using it as an ambulance, maybe the Cutlass Red is better.
Maybe.
Maybe. But I really like the Terrapin Medic. Any idea on price? You're going to ask me how much the Terrapin is, and I can't remember.
I was going to ask how much the Cutlass Red is.
Oh, that's...
And you still can't remember, can you?
No, I can't. I think the Cutlass Red's probably 150 to 175 sort of thing. Cutlass Red is around $135. Okay, that's actually not an awful price for a Cutlass Red. And the Terrapin is $220. Mm-hmm. So the Terrapin obviously focuses on scanning and being tough. I suspect that sort of the Terrapin Medic to be like $240 to $250.
Yeah, maybe. Bits like that, yeah.
Should be flyable at the IAE again. Yeah, I like that. Something else I want to talk about quick is the Hornet Mark IIs, the Tracker and the Ghost. I haven't been able to play with these yet. I'm happy to play around with them in a little bit later today. You at least saw one of them when you were messing around with 4.0?
Yeah.
What do you think? Pretty? Which one was it, actually?
I think it was the Ghost.
It was, because you said you wanted the stealthiness.
Yeah. I mean, I just spawned them to go through the jump point.
Pretty looking?
Yeah, they're all right. I didn't think they were that much prettier than the Hornet Mark 1.
Okay.
Like, they're a bit more modern and...
They're sleeker, right? It's
yeah.
There's a slight curviness to them, a slight sleekness to them compared to the chonkiness of the Mark 1s. And I think I kind of like both. It's sort of an interesting thing. I think one of the problems with the Tracker and the Ghost is really we don't have expanded scanning gameplay or expanded stealth gameplay yet. So I like the normal Mark II. I'm looking forward to the Super Mark II. These, I believe, are being released at the IAE as well. There's not a huge amount of reason to get them yet. Polaris. It's big. We ran around it the other day, Sin and I, at the IAE.
Yes.
On the tests. So we were messing around in some of the halls on the IAE in the PTU. and I was sort of taking Zin around the Polaris, or I was trying to. She went, "I'll follow you," and then ran off in a different direction immediately.
Well, no, I went, I'll follow you, and then I said, "Which way are we going?" You said, "We're going this way," and then you're like, "That's not the right way." So I was I will do this on my own.
I opened up the door towards the door and went, I think this is the turret access. And I went, oh, no, it's not. And Zin disappeared and went, I found the turret access. And it was the other end of the ship.
And then you're like, let's go this way to the elevator. And I was like, well, where's the elevator? It's like, it's through that door that says elevator.
Oh, yeah, behind you. It's like, you ran past it like twice. Well, it's because it looks like a wall, right? It's just a wall with an elevator.
Wall. Yeah.
To open up. So, Polaris, big torpedo corvette, really, really like it. And it's going to be great when it turns up properly in 3.24.3 and the IAE. Something that you will not have access to, even when it goes on release, is the captain quarters room. Zin and I try to look in, but it appears that the captain's quarters isn't actually there. They are iterating on it separately. It's going to be a locked door, a locked room that doesn't exist. When you get it in the initial 3.24.3 live build. They are iterating on it. It'll be released in the near future. Do you think that we might see this with other ships in the future as well? They'll go, we're going to release them. Oh, engineering's not done. Or this part of it's not done. We'll just lock it out, but we'll still be the ship.
I hope not. I'm surprised that they're not done with it, but maybe it's because they went, this isn't an important part.
It's probably like an expectation of, oh, this will be ready. It's something quite minor. Oh, God, it's not quite minor.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Something that the ship does have, and 3.24.2 has, is the PDCs, the personal defense cannons or systems, whatever you want to call them.
Mm.
Now, these were shooting in the 3.24.3 build at torpedoes and missiles. Basically, ships like the Polaris, the Idris, the Constellation Phoenix have them. Automatic countermeasure systems, kind of. They also now shoot at fighters. I think that's really cool. Do you think this is CIG trying to push towards AI blades ASAP for semi-autonomous systems?
Maybe. It could be seeing how well it performs.
Yeah, because it's basically the same thing.
Kind of.
And do you like automation like this, or do you want something more hands-on? Do you go, actually, no, give me a load of these auto-firing turrets, even if they're not hugely powerful, because they're useful? Or do you go, no, I want to do that all myself or with friends?
No, I think they're good.
Yeah? Something you'd want on your own ships?
On big ships, yes.
On big ships, gotcha.
Yeah.
I think that people are sticking a load of the PDCs on the Fury. So they're like sticking 4 of them on the Furies.
Mm.
So you just have these little
tiny
ships.
I don't think that's...
It's not intended, obviously. But it's... I like silly stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's essentially to help offset the fact that these big ships aren't going to be manoeuvring and evading very well.
Yes, and they shouldn't be super vulnerable to torpedoes and missiles immediately in combat.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the idea there, and it makes the time to kill larger ships longer, which is sort of what you want. It's more attrition-based. I like the idea of drones having PDCs on them. You could actually have PDC drones, which have a little PDC on them, fly out and sort of protect your ship. Save Stanton's in.
Yes.
3.24.2a, the current live build. Save Stanton's being launched. It's like 5 or so phases. There are permanent unlocks that you can get for completing it or getting certain parts of it done. You will be able to jump in later, and it's going to be running up until 4.0 launches to live, which I think will be end of year. I think you now think also end of year live for 4.0 because of the sort of reduction in features.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, quite possibly is good enough for me from the oracle that is in. What did you think of them running this as a one-time event? They've said this is a one and done, one-time only event.
So I'm kind of split over this because part of me is, well, I don't think that's very fair because there are some people who don't want to play the game until it's fully released.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a nice reward for those people who are partaking in essentially what is a test. Now,
you said reward. Is it because you feel that those rewards aren't going to be given in the future?
Well, I don't know. They might be. That's not what I'm saying.
That's not
I'm
what
just
saying.
saying.
Okay.
No, I'm just literally saying the event itself is kind of a reward. Yeah.
So CIG have said that all of the stuff from that event pretty much will be reused in one way or another. It's not going to be lost work or anything. It will be used in other missions and events and stuff in the future. Obviously not in the same configuration and with the same narrative, because this is supposed to be a narrative event that sort of evolves the plot and starts to open up Pyro and stuff like that, I believe. I think that's the thing that's going on here. It's why is the Pyro jump point opening up? Because of this event. Or we're chasing them back into Pyro or something like that. Really looking forward to playing that. Obviously, it is on the live build at the moment. I'm waiting for 3.24.3, potentially even after the IAE, to jump into that event when it's a bit more stable and any other little fixes have been done. I like the idea of a one-and-done event, and I think that I see a lot of the events that we've had previously as one-and-done events, almost. Like, the difference between Xenothreat, when it first was an event, and now is very different. The Nine Tails Lockdown doesn't exist anymore in the form that it originally did. Jumptown is totally different and has changed multiple times.
It's now got multiple locations now, hasn't it?
Yeah, Jumptown 2.0, multiple locations. They opened up more locations. There's 2 dispensers in each of the locations. They keep on iterating on this stuff. And yes, it's not the same as a single time run narrative event, which is, this is the only time you're going to be able to experience this particular story. But Star Citizen Alpha is its own beast while they're moving towards a live product. They are going, look, it's a live alpha. We want the game to be playable now, and we're going to reward people for playing it now. I think it's cool. I'm super excited for it. I like the fact it's leading up to 4.0. And as I said, I'm pretty sure it's, this is why Pyro's opening up. Yeah, we'll be jumping into that probably after the IE. We'll see. I don't want to leave it too long because I do think mid/late December we're going to be getting 4.0, and I don't want to be in a position where we have to rush to get it done. I want to sort of enjoy the phases. Alpha 4.0's in.
Yes.
Wave 1 is now out. So
is it?
Yeah, so people that are subscribers and the top tier of Concierge now have access as well, along with a few issue council members that were super posty, super active. I do want to say that Zin's been incredibly unlucky with getting footage for 4.0 so far.
I got a bit.
You've got a bit? A very low frame rate, though, as far as I'm aware.
Well, it kept dropping. It wasn't consistently low. It just kept dropping, which makes it difficult when you're trying to avoid hitting things.
So this is a lot of that was pre-Wave 1 as well. So 4.0 isn't super optimized at the moment. There's a lot of problems with crashes based on memory, CPU bottlenecks, massively over CPU usage. They're trying to optimize this at the moment. Actually, it's led to me probably buying Zin a load of new hardware for Black Friday, potentially. I want to be in the position where Zin and I can have 60 plus frame consistent footage for Star Citizen for our videos at 1440p or 4K.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure even like the highest end of hardware will achieve that.
Well, so getting CPU bottlenecked at the moment like we are, or memory bottlenecked like we are, we can at least partially alleviate that. We can certainly get better footage, and better computers going to help that. And then optimization from Star Citizen and better Vulkan integration and optimization of that will help a lot. And hopefully we'll have some of that for 4.0 live. Oh, so in the current Wave 1 test, they did basically say, look, this isn't all of 4.0 content. There's a lot of stuff that's a bit wonky that they're going to be bringing up to standard. They acknowledge that there's instabilities and crashes and stuff. They're trying to fix that. It's one of the reasons they push it to a wider PTU is to then more heavily optimize. So sort of bear that in mind. Something else for 4.0 as well to remember, there are no real flight model and master modes changes here. They're going to be done after 4.0 live. Just be aware of that. They've been focused on getting 4.0 out the door and 3.24.3. Were you expecting master modes changes and flight model changes in 4.0?
No.
I was a little, for sure. Nothing major. But I suppose that was tied to engineering, which has now been pushed. Also, they have started advertising 4.0 is in wider PTU now, and like the start of the release trailers for it. Prepare for Pyro, little 4.0 trailers. I'm really excited for 4.0. I do think it looks really good. I don't think it's going to be a 3.18 situation. They've been testing that for a while. I do just think that they're going to need to optimize 4.0 heavily throughout the rest of the PTU phase. they've got over a month before they need to release it to get it in by the end of this year.
Yeah. So I would say, and I don't know if it was like server dependent or time of day or anything like that, but if you weren't going anywhere near the jump point in 4.0, I found it was very, very good. I was getting more frames in that than I was getting in the PTU, like the normal PTU.
That's great to hear.
But as soon as you go anywhere near the jump point, that's when it all just falls apart.
Okay. And that wasn't sort of like server problems, was it? It was client problems. It was...
I don't know. Don't know what it could be caused by.
Okay. I think it's CPU bottlenecking and memory bottlenecking and stuff, because the 4.0 is eating about 16 gigs of RAM for me.
I think even the PTU's eating that much for me.
Okay. So for PTU, it was sort of, well, from what I remember, the last time I checked was 12 to 14, so 14 max. And I think 4.0 was eating a bit more. And Zin and I were having arguments over if your system's out of RAM, it needs more. Does it cause crashes? And I was like, only because of a memory leak. Like, no, well, if it needs more, it could crash. But yeah, super excited for 4.0. I do think they're going to be getting it pretty optimized. I'm hoping Vulkan will be in a relatively good state for 4.0, but we'll have to wait and see, because I do think that's going to be a big... Once Vulkan is actually optimized properly, it's going to be big gains. Also, as I said, we're going to be trying to upgrade some of our hardware. Oh, I do want to ask this, and if anyone can help us, great. If you can't, do not worry about it at all. Zin and I's partner, we don't... You've joked about this before. Zin and I don't share a partner. It's Zin's partner. He's one of our best mates. We're going to be doing some AI stuff, and we're after any old 20 or 30 series GeForces or any Ryzen CPUs that people might have lying about after upgrades that they haven't got rid of. If you've got something like that and you want to go, you know what, don't want to sell it on eBay, I don't want money for it, I'll just sell it to BoredGamer. More than welcome to. I'd love you forever. Drop me a message on Discord, on discord.gg/BoredGamer. Say hello, and I'll love you forever. I'll give you a shout out or something. I don't know. Do not worry if you haven't got anything like that. Obviously, sell it for your own monies, just in case someone did have some spare hardware. Would be super appreciated. Yeah, we're going to be messing around with some AI stuff and building some AI models. So I feel like such a please sir, give me hardware. I'm out of hardware. But yes, I am very interested to know if you're going to be purchasing anything during the IAE. I want to know if you're excited for the Safe Stanton event. Have you been enjoying that? Are you waiting for 4.0? Do you think it's going to be great? Are you terrified that it's going to be a 3.18 situation and everything's going to be broke? Do you think 4.0 is going to be released by the end of the year? What do you think, Sin? No, just say goodbye. Let them answer in the comments below.
Goodbye, let them answer in the comments below.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. And I listened to this bald, beautiful about you have to cut that bit, Sin. You have to bleep it. Can't be swearing. Not when I'm talking about the very beautiful me and NordVPN. Welcome to the Intergalactic Nord Expo, where there's only one vehicle here, the vehicle for better internet security, accessibility, and privacy. I wish I could watch Netflix in Japan or Pyro or whatever. Boom! I can, and I'm so protected. It's not a concept. You can fly with nordvpn.com/BoredGamer today. And with NordVPN, you don't need any variants, but it is pay to win because you need to buy it or get a subscription and then you win. Use the links below to get massive discount. November is all about the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. We've partnered with the Star Citizen organisation Lunar Wolves for a massive giveaway. Commenting on any of my videos during the month gets you a chance to win one of 4 ships: a Zeus MR, an Ares Ion, a Drake Corsair, and even a Cutlass Black. All courtesy of those beautiful Lunar Wolves. But wait, there's more. Sign up to the Lunar Wolves recruitment page, link down below, for a chance to win an RSI Polaris with lifetime insurance. They're recruiting, you might be looking for an org. I'll chuck some further information and terms and conditions and stuff in the video description as well. Don't forget to click on the join button under my videos. That goes a long way to help support the channel. Thank you so much to you that have already done that. Zin and I play a load of games after work and stuff, and we want to chuck those up for people that have gone the extra mile to support us either on Patreon or via that join button.
Just remember to like and subscribe as well. Comment, ask us some stuff. Thank you so much for everyone that supported the channel, whether it be for a day or for the last several years, a decade. Oh my God, we've been doing this for so long. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great November and Intergalactic Aerospace Expo.